Do you feel safe opening up your voice, expressing your emotions, your femininity, sacred sexuality, power, and your magic? It's really time to break through all those blocks to your true expression, don't you think?
At first I was asleep, I was petrified, felt worthless, small and lost and crap, and all I did was hide. But then I dove into my soul and went down the rabbit hole. Now I'm awake. Oh dear Lord, for heaven's sake, what have I done? Once you've begun, there's no turning back, no U-turn and nowhere to run. So I had to face my shadows and the broken parts in me. Oh my God, what was I thinking? No more going back to sleep. Now I'm awake, for heaven's sake. Now I see dragons and talk to fairies about fate. I get advice from ancient trees when I tune in. Now I'm a traveler of the realms and worlds within. I am a witch, don't need a broom, for I'm traveling in my spaceship and my fleet's arriving soon. If your energy's not good, I'm gonna smudge you with white sage. Now I'm awake, I am awake. How about you? If you wanna talk to me, cleanse your aura first, clear your bloodlines and your timelines just in case you're cursed. And just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna use my 12D shield, and that's not all. So many beings I can call, like Saint Germain and Metatron. I'm also friends with all the dragons and the unicorns. You'll think I've lost it when I tell you where my soul is really home. You might see me by myself, but I never am alone, 'cause I'm awake. I'm not from here, I am a starseed, and I no longer live in fear. Manipulation is not gonna work on me, 'cause I'm only partially human and my mission is so clear. I'm gonna shine my light so bright, I'm gonna hold my ground and live my truth, and never will I hide. If you think I'm weird and crazy, be my guest, 'cause I don't care, 'cause I am free. I am awake, I am free.
Are you ready to activate your power and magic? If you are, this is definitely the show for you. You're going to want to watch all the way to the end, because our guest is going to be transmitting some powerful sound healing frequencies. I feel so emotional. I have to be honest. Whatever is blocking you in expressing your truth, full self-expression, this is definitely the show. I am Heaven Hope, and this is Conversations with Goddess. If this is your first time visiting our magical channel for the light in our part of the universe, you may want to consider subscribing and joining the global and galactic family of light. We bring you guests and information for your expansion, your elevation, your evolution, your ascension. On the show today, my guest is Marysol Ximenez-Carrillo, an intuitive sound and energy healer, singer, and performer. Guided by the spirit world, she channels healing light codes, vibrations, frequencies, brings them into effect by intuitive singing of sound and light language. She creates music for the soul and guided meditations, and offers sound and energy healing sessions worldwide. She assists people in connecting on deep levels to their sacred heart space, reclaiming and embodying their true power, magic, and light. Welcome to the show, Marysol. I am so happy you're here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Were you born with the gift of singing?
I've sung as long as I can remember. I always said I'm going to be a singer on stage. That is the only profession that I had in mind as a child, and it never changed.
What were you like as a child?
Hyperactive. I had a lot of energy as a kid. At the same time, I was very sensitive as well. I was into dancing and singing.
What was your childhood dream?
When I was about 8 years old, we moved to the States. I'm from Germany, but we lived in the States for a few years. And my parents would take me to Broadway. I said, that's what I want to do. That is exactly it.
Lived that for a while, right?
Yeah, over 20 years. That was my full-time job, being on stage here in Germany and working at the theater, doing musicals.
What were you like as a teenager?
In my teenage years, I became more quiet. Like I felt like I didn't really fit in. in. I guess that's for most of us starseeds or light workers. I felt like I don't really belong on this earth and I don't fit in anywhere, and I felt different. 16, I started developing severe depressions.
Oh, wow.
And that started getting worse. As a teenager, I kind of went more in. I still did all the stuff on stage and I did training leading up to then being a professional. My emotional pain inside grew and that became quite difficult for me.
How did your healing journey begin?
So I felt worse and worse, and my parents, God bless them, they decided that I could leave school a bit early and that I could do the audition for university to study performing arts. Thank God they took me, so I was able to go to university when I was 17, and I thought, now living my dream, that things would get better. But on the inside, I was still battling with those depressions and that emotional pain. So at some point, I started seeing some therapists. I tried a few different ones. For me, it was all way too much on the mental, just analyzing, and they didn't really know what to do with me.
This lasted from when to when?
Got really bad around 16, something like that. It got better in my 20s, but it did go into my 20s, battling with a lot of emotional things till early mid-20s.
How did you turn the depression and those challenges around?
I finally found some people that worked in the field of consciousness and spirituality, and that's when I started to understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and things started to make sense. And especially one woman in Berlin, we're friends to this day, and we started doing these soul journeys, going into my childhood and past lives. I started understanding so much, and that just opened doors for my own healing journey, but also to everything that has led me where I am today now, me working with people.
Was there some event in this life, or do you think it was something from a past life?
I think it was because I've always been so sensitive. It's like I say sometimes I feel things times 10, or everything is like amplified. And as a teenager, I didn't know what to do with that because I'm so sensitive to energies. And now it serves me so well. Now I know how to use that as a gift. It's a blessing and a curse, and back then it felt like a curse because I felt everything so intensely, like they dropped me off on the wrong planet. Like this density here, it was like my being remembered a different state of being in a different vibration. Everything felt too dense and too tight here, and it's like, this is not it. And then, of course, later I understood why we're here and why I was feeling that way. I didn't have any traumatic experiences in my childhood. I think it was the pain of existence. I was too sensitive. I felt too much and I didn't know what to do with it.
I can so relate. I kept wondering, what am I feeling these intense feelings for? And then I finally got to the place where I realized those aren't my feelings. Completely relate. Probably why I have you on the show. In addition to the fact that I love your music, I love your voice. We are going to be receiving some transmissions. How did you finally begin to start offering your own healing work?
It was a journey over many years. Through my own work with these people for my healing journey, I began to dive deeper into the whole field of consciousness, spirituality.
Your saving grace.
And I came to the point where I started just doing sessions with people. Like if I worked at a theater and someone was interested, I would work with that person, but just on the side, not officially offering it. And it just started growing. I came to the point where I started experimenting with the sound, as sound healing, working with my voice, not as a singer on stage, but as a healing modality. A few years ago, I switched it around, so I made this my main path.
Lived your childhood dream of being on stage, singing, dancing, performing. And at the same time, you're dealing with depression and exploring ways to heal yourself. On that journey, you did some shamanic work. I want to find out how light language started to come through you.
Yeah, that was much later. So that was actually only a few years ago. I did some shamanic courses. So I had been singing with sound in different ways. It's like toning or singing, but with sounds, and you use the vowels. It's a lot of open vowels, but you don't actually use words or something, so you sing sound intuitively.
Toning, and this is something you were doing while you were also performing?
Yeah, with these shamanic courses, especially with the one day I started writing symbols, and I was writing and drawing light language, and up to that point I'd heard the term, but I never really looked into it. So I started writing something very specific, and I thought, oh, this is interesting, and I felt the vibration of it. And then the next day, Spirit World gave me a way to speak it. That's when the light language started coming through. And then I think it was another day later, I just started singing it out of nowhere. I just started singing, and since then it's just been flowing. It was like the door just opened and I thought, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. And it just kept flowing.
A friend of mine named Blessing sent me this music video. It activated something in me. I just felt like, wow, this song is amazing. In fact, I want to find the lyrics because there's so many things in here that we could actually discuss. How in the world did you come up with this song?
It just came.
I think of it as almost like an anthem for the collective awakening that's happening right now. And I thought, oh, I've got to interview this woman. It does sort of chronicle your journey. You know, first I was asleep, petrified, and that was sort of what we're talking about through your journey as a teenager, going through depression, darkness, and then first line.
So many people, they feel worthless and they feel not seen and not heard. You don't feel good about yourself. So that's how the song starts out. You then dive into your soul. You actually take a look. And once you've done that, there's no turning back.
That's right. I love the look on your face. You're like, oh my goodness, what have I done?
What have I done? Yeah.
And there really is no turning back.
Yeah.
I suppose there's some people who could just stay petrified and continue to hide. I don't think that's possible for you. And I know it certainly wasn't possible for me. Once I started to do the work on myself, it's absolutely something that just took me. Here I am on this channel sharing about this very thing. Well, let me go to the next question. Do you consider yourself a starseed?
Yes.
When did you discover, like, oh my goddess, I'm a starseed?
Because I'm very connected to Andromeda, and that was many, many, many years ago. The woman that I began working with back then, we discovered my connection to Andromeda, and it resonated so deeply. And I began to do some research. I did a deep journey, and I came back to that connection with Andromeda. And of course, we have different aspects, but that's like a main one for me, a big one. It made so much sense. I have a vibrational remembrance of that, and it's so different to what it is here. I have to do a lot of grounding to really be here, to really say yes. So that's been a lot of my work, to take all of this and to bring it here, to ground it, because it's so important that we ground into this earth, because we came here with a purpose, with a mission. I had to really do that so that I could anchor in and then bring my work in that groundedness.
I agree 1000%. Grounding is key. Share a little bit about Andromeda with us.
Well, people have like very clear memories, very specific memories. That's why I call them more vibrational memories. Like I have a very specific feeling and memory of how it feels to be there, how it feels to be in that vibration. When I do journeys, when I'm in stillness, I remember that state of being, how my being feels. It's very hard to describe.
A mutual friend of ours, Patrice Christofiak,
Yes.
who connected us, he happens to also be from Andromeda. He's also a starseed. Shared with me a women's event that you collaborated on, was deeply impacted by the goddess light language songs that you sang. I thought, oh my goddess, is that the same woman who did that song? That's it. That's a sign from the universe. I am meant to interview her, and I am going to connect with her, which I did through Patrice. Here we are. Would you share how it unfolded for you? Because it's so fascinating. Now it's sort of like a thing. Everybody's talking about light language, and suddenly everybody's doing light language.
Yeah, and that just shows how the collective, how we're shifting and moving forward, that more and more are receiving it, are expressing it in their own unique way. I think that's wonderful, because it shows the shift that we're going through, and that's really happening collectively.
And this is why I keep coming back to your song. I honestly feel like that song is like an anthem for the collective awakening. Put it all out there. Your dark night of the soul, doing the work, taking a look at yourself. Yes, I'm a starseed and witch. You're not holding anything back. Say a few lines.
I am a witch, don't need a broom.
I love
Don't need a broom because I'm, I think, waiting for my spaceship and my fleet's arriving soon.
I love it.
I think if you want to talk to me, cleanse your aura first, clear your bloodlines and your timelines just in case you're cursed.
The first time I heard it, I was just cracking up. I was like, she's so speaking my language. I started at the beginning of the year, January 1st, by posting your video and saying, I own who I am. And this song sort of really embodies and transmits that. Perfect that the universe has brought us together, and you are now a guest on my channel.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, I'm delighted. And after interviewing Patrice and seeing your collaboration, channeling the divine feminine energies, and obviously on Conversations with Goddess, I have a deep love and connection to the Divine Mother and the goddesses. When I heard you sing light language songs, transmissions, what would you call them?
I'd say sound healing transmissions, because every transmission carries a certain vibration, like I connect to a specific vibration or aspect before I sing or record something. Like I don't just call it self-love. I connect to that part within myself, feeling of self-love and the vibration of that heart frequency, and record that. I have one Andromedan light code, so I connect to that Andromedan vibration and ask for the receiving of those codes to be placed into the sound. And that's the interesting thing. Like I can sing to the same kind of background music many times and infuse it with different codes. Depending on the intention and what I'm channeling in that moment, the sound will have a different effect and will carry different light codes and a different vibration.
Stick with us. She's going to be sharing some of those sound healing transmissions. I'm curious, the goddesses that you brought through, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Quan Yin, Isis, goddesses that I feel a deep heart connection with. I'm in service to and feel their energy, their presence overlighting my life. Love to ask you more about your connection with the goddesses that you bring through.
The first one I ever really connected with was Quan Yin. Many years ago. I remember seeing an image of her and then hearing about her, and there was like straight away a resonance, a connection. So that was the first one I connected with very deeply, and that vibration of what she gifts us with.
I love Quan Yin.
And loving, nourishing, beautiful energy, kindness and compassion. She teaches us to extend that to ourselves. Love and compassion we have for others, to give that to ourselves, because often we give it to others but not to ourselves.
Quan Yin, for those who don't know, is the Chinese goddess of compassion and mercy. She's already enlightened. She's a bodhisattva, and she had the ability to ascend and just move on to higher dimensions as an ascended master, but she chose not to because of her love for humanity. She stayed back until each and every soul awakened and ascended. Divine love, a pure heart, beloved Quan Yin.
When you need her, call out,
Beloved Quan Yin, beloved Quan Yin, beloved Quan Yin. I invoke her presence here today because I would love for you to do a transmission about her. Marysol is going to do a transmission, calling in the energy of beloved Quan Yin, my guardian goddess, who I love so much and who I know loves, adores me and all of us. Thank you, Marysol, for bringing her through.
Take a deep breath in, release all the air from your lungs. And allow yourself to sink into your body, into your being. Feel the earth beneath you. As she holds you in her loving light and vibration, in her sacred womb of creation. Imagine breathing in through the earth, drawing in that beautiful light. Allow your breath to move upwards through your body and exhale out through the top of your head, through your crown, allowing your inner channel to open. And then bring your awareness to your heart space, breathing through your heart. And allow the sacred space to gently open, allowing all aspects of your being to be present. And the space around you is being filled by beautiful white golden light of Source, by the light of the great central sun, and the beautiful light and vibration of Quan Yin moves into your space as well, flowing into the walls, the floor, the ceiling, any doors and windows. Or it creates a beautiful sphere of light around you should you be outside. And so into this beautiful high vibrational safe space, I call upon the beautiful goddess Quan to be present with us in this space. And maybe you feel that gentle shift in vibration around you. Sensing her presence. She is with you, opening her heart, and from her presence, unconditional love, compassion, purity of heart is beginning to move into your space. And begin to breathe in the light and the love she sends to you. Breathe it in through your heart. Allow it to fill you completely. Her light embraces you, moves into your entire body and being, and allow all aspects of your being, all that you are, to be held in this light. Every part of you, the parts you love and the parts you judge, the light within, the darkness within, allow everything to be present. Allow every aspect of your being to be deeply nourished in this space and to be held in the light and love of Goddess Quan. And so just open and breathe and allow yourself to receive as the waves of sound and the waves of light fill the entire space, filling you, your body, your being, and the sacred temple of your heart. Fall into my arms, jatirai korato. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my grace. Irikuri Jayora kirati Omia koro jaya jaya ro Era tera joya ro Amikato tiro ara teri And so keep breathing in those cones of light, the vibration, the beautiful transmission of love and light from Quan to you. She holds you in her heart, in her light, and lets you know that you are in fact whole, for beneath all those patterns and programs and beliefs that may limit us at times lies the pure core of your being, your divine essence. You are whole, always. So just keep breathing in and out through your open heart. Quan moves closer to you, embraces you. Allow yourself to just sink into her arms, to be truly held, to receive deeply as the gentle sounds strum the strings of your heart, and just allow yourself to be held. Jora jate so we'll take a few more deep breaths, allowing her light and love to settle within your body and being, knowing that you can call upon her anytime. And so take a few more deep breaths, slowly coming back, breathing yourself back to this time, this place. And whenever you feel ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and thank you to beloved Quan Yin, who is right here with me, my guardian goddess. I love her so much, and she's usually right on the table with me when I'm doing a show. I needed that. I don't know about you, but I needed
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And you look so bright. You know, I can see
Oh,
like the radiance has just, you're full of light right now. I love it. Yay, thank you. It's so healing what you're doing with sound healing, light language, and bringing through all the divine energies that you bring, not just goddesses, you know, like in your song, you talk about being connected to Metatron and Saint Germain. I love it.
bring them on, bring them all on.
Bring them all on. In fact, calling all of them right now because planet Earth can use all the help
Yes.
that the cosmos, the ascended masters, the angelic realms, the goddesses, prime creator, infinite source, and of course our star families throughout the motherverse, as I like to call it. Please, we're sending out an SOS. We can use the help right now. I get emotional just talking about it because I'm feeling these intense energies on the planet. I so relate to what you shared earlier about being a sensitive child, a sensitive soul. And I'm sure there are many out there who can relate.
Yes.
Just getting emotional even talking about it. But that's what Quan Yin does. She brings us into the heart.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed to hear that. And I'm sure all of you would benefit from hearing more.
Yeah.
What is the message that you, Marysol, are here to bring through to the planet at this time?
To serve as a channel for the highest light and resonance, meaning in my work, it's very important to me to assist people in reclaiming their power, to find their own power within their magic, assist them in connecting deeply again to their hearts, to alignment with their soul. So I do believe that I have a mission for the heart frequency. That's what I feel like through the singing and the sound, because it gets your heart and the emotions. So I do think that I am here to work deeply with the heart frequency and the vibration of unconditional love, to hold a safe space for the people that I work with, for them to experience that in a safe way where they feel safe and seen and heard.
The question that I presented to the audience at the opening, do you feel safe to express yourself and your feelings, to speak your truth? That's what I so love about who you are, your music, your transmissions, that song, I Am Awake. The bravest souls and beings have chosen to be here. Well, it's sink or swim time. It hasn't been easy.
Yeah, you've incarnated at this time. You're a hero for just that, you know?
I just feel like, oh God, I don't know what is going on with the emotion, but I'm just going to allow it because I really respect people who have chosen to open their hearts and to express their art, such as yourself. By no accident that you have the gifts that you have, they are meant to be shared for the highest good of all, for the healing of the planet. I feel so emotional. I have to be honest. It's okay. I love it. Usually I'm very centered, grounded, in control. I've definitely got my masculine side in there. And although I'm talking about goddess energy, I find that it's challenging to stay in that feminine energy. And that's something I would love to talk about because I really see that in you, that you have this beautiful divine feminine energy.
Thank you. So do you.
It takes one to know when I recognize that in you. And it is something that I just feel is so important to the healing of the planet.
Yes. And that's what's returning the divine feminine
Keep
and to
speaking
embrace
while I
that.
wipe away the tears. Keep coming.
Okay. That is coming back, the sacredness of the divine feminine, bringing into balance the sacred masculine and feminine within us all. What we're seeing as a collective on the planet is a distortion of those originally very pure sacred energies. So we drift off into a very harsh, brutal male energy, and the feminine kind of being suppressed and trying to be very masculine as well. And we need to bring that back into balance, because then that's beautiful if we allow ourselves to embrace that divine feminine, the flow, the intuition, the being soft, the gentleness, the kindness, everything allowing, receiving, to balance with the sacred masculine, which is beautiful. Then we begin to use our masculine side to step out into the world, but with inspired action, not with force. I think that's a big difference.
With heart, balancing
Yes.
the head with the heart. Being a sacred dancer and also have done work with people through using the body temple, quieting the mind, bringing it into the heart center. Your songs are prayer. You are literally singing your prayers as I am dancing my prayers. We ought to probably collaborate, and I think it would be incredibly healing for people. Most people are living from the neck up. I talk about that often in the work that I've done coaching people on getting embodied and connecting with the divine feminine. This same question, which I feel you've already started to answer while you were covering for me while I was wiping away my tears, feeling so emotional, which I'm so grateful for, because there's nothing wrong with that. We need to give ourselves
Not at all.
permission to feel.
I'm a huge crybaby.
I hold a space for people to be vulnerable on this show. Why not me? I might as well start that. And I might as well also mention singing, dancing, allowing ourselves to express whatever we're feeling. It's all about bringing in that divine energy into the body and transmitting it for the highest good and the healing of everyone who is witnessing it. What is the most important thing that you think humanity needs to know right now?
I think the biggest thing humanity needs to remember who we truly are. Well, as you said, most people live from the neck up. Of course, we live in a society that promotes that. You know, you have to function, you have to work. You're not allowed to get sick. Most people have shut down in a way, and it takes courage to reopen. But it's so valuable. And also, for me, being vulnerable is a place of power. If I can allow my vulnerability to be seen, it makes me human. I'm not a machine. I have emotions, I have feelings, I have good days, I have days that are not so good. How do I treat myself through all of that? To answer your question, humanity needs to remember as a collective who we are, and it's happening more and more. More and more people are waking up to their true nature.
Who do you think you are?
We're all multi-dimensional beings. We're all divine sparks in this human vessel. We are all an expression of the all. We're an expression of the universe. We are the soul in these bodies. That's the simple answer.
We're fractals and expressions of the infinite light, love, intelligence of the universe, all expressing in our individualized, unique ways. Creativity is the means by which we bring source energy through our own unique expressions. Self-expression is so key to the healing of the planet. Going to see a musical or a movie, all these things tell stories and help us remember who we are. And what is the time that we are going through right now?
We're going through the biggest shift we've seen on this planet. So we're shifting in dimensions. We are coming into a time where the old can no longer sustain itself. That's why we're seeing so much chaos. It's that battle of the old trying to hold on, but the new already arising in a completely different way of being, a different vibration. It's a returning to the heart frequency, to an era of peace, even though everything on the outside you might say, what, are you crazy? Look at the world. And of course, this doesn't happen overnight. We're talking about cycles here, but we're moving into that. And for me, even though, of course, when we look into the world, we see all this turmoil, but the energies that are coming in, I mean, I find them incredible. I find them so supportive to anyone taking this journey and opening up to them. Also, healing processes, I find they go quicker than they used to a couple of years ago.
Why is it about the relationship we have with ourselves?
Because that's how I go into the world. If I am convinced that I'm not enough this, that I am not good enough, that I'm not worthy, then that's how I go out into the world. That's the vibration I hold.
Right.
So I think it was Wayne Dyer who said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. It begins with that relationship that we have with ourselves. And again, Quan is just amazing in assisting us in easing up with ourselves. And that's something I really had to learn over the years because I was very judgmental towards myself.
It's the program.
We can let it go and we can ease up, and I'm becoming more and more gentle with myself. Once you know your worth, life gets easier, doors open. And of course, we always have challenges, but changing the relationship to myself has changed my life tremendously.
My journey has been about the relationship with my sacred self, embracing my precious self, giving myself permission to be who I really am, which is why, once again, I'll come back to your song. Even the thing about being a witch, such a stigma about women having power and being magical beings. And let's face it, we are magical beings. This is the truth. Feminine energy is potent and powerful. We love men, but at the same time, I truly honor and respect and love and adore the feminine and feminine energy. And it is such a delight to meet another goddess.
Thank you.
I've been holding this energy in spite of opposition, judgment, projection about being a goddess.
Yes.
I see the beautiful divine feminine energy that you hold.
Thank you.
I support women to own their goddess energy as well as their starseed energy and their witch energy. We're multidimensional beings. We've been all of it. We've also been men, and men have been women. And it's about weaving all of that and finally coming to a place of acceptance and embracing it.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
I have a website, Marysol.Vision. I have a YouTube channel called Marysol, The Magical Sound of Your Soul. You can find free guided meditations and sound healings there. And on my website, you can find information about my one-on-one sessions and my group events. I do a cosmic journey every month, and everything's on that.
You're going to be putting together something.
For the viewers of your beautiful channel, I'd like to offer a gift for my next online event, The Magical Portal of Your Higher Heart, where we journey deep into the sacred space of the heart and the higher heart. You will post a discount code beneath this video. So if you use the code, and you'll share the link.
Yes, everything will be in the show notes.
Magical portal of the higher heart. Thank you, Marysol, for your beautiful voice, your lovely sound healing transmissions, and for bringing beloved Quan onto Conversations with Goddess through your transmissions. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for this beautiful container and space that you offer.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the incredibly beautiful healing transmissions and frequencies that Marysol brought in. I know I got incredible value out of it. If you enjoyed it, got value out of it, drop us a comment. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you want to see more, you're definitely going to want to watch that or that.